Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. There we go. I don't know what happened there. It's working now. I just did a whole lot of talking for no reason. So, you know. hopefully y'all heard whatever it was I was saying. I don't think you probably did. My mic was, it wasn't off. It was like way low. Just took me a while to... Anyway. Life is a series of strange events, man. That's just how it goes. Okay, so we were goofing off with this guy. We let that dry, which was good. I'm gonna give him a white apron though. This way we can put some pie stains or whatever have you on there. We're gonna come back and we're gonna lighten up his tunic a lot as well. Trying to keep my brush strokes kind of going in one direction if I can. Even if you have to sweep through like a little crevice like these, sweep through your crevices, right? And then come back and tighten up the strokes, right? This just helps it make it look smoother overall when it dries. Now you can't always do that, but if you can, it's helpful. There's a huge list of things you can't always do but are helpful. We might have to break out Billy for that stuff. It's a little tight in there. Alright, so let's go ahead and do his rest of his tunic up. This looks white. It's not. It's very, very, very light blue. And when it finishes drying on here, it should look just right. One of the things about, like I said, white, I say this a lot, but white has this tendency to like really fade into whatever color is underneath it. So like you can't, if you want it to be pure white, you just gotta put several coats of something on there, right? You gotta put the white down multiple times. If you want it to be off-white, you want to paint whatever color you want it to be off-white underneath it, and then paint the base of the whatever off-white. If you want it off yellow, then the base should be yellow. If you want it off blue, then the base should be blue. If you want off red, then the base should be red. Yeah. You know what I mean? we don't want all the whites to be the same white is the main thing you're trying to avoid. It looks good in real life, but in miniature, it kind of starts to look, it's not weird, it just looks too plain. There's not enough there to grab the eye. There's no whimsy to it. People like a little either whimsy or realism to their miniatures. And since this guy is kind of a whimsical looking dude, so I go a little bit of something whimsical, whimsy. I don't think that's a word. You can put as many, as high or as low as those as you want. You see, those are very little, very light, versus something that's a little heavier. And I'm trying to go for a little heavier because I do want him to look. As a chef, it's kind of weird for me to see colored chef jackets. Well, former chef. I'm not chef anymore. Retired, sir. Retired. I do want some definition to him, but I want him to have some color. Which, if you were in my class as a student, you would be like, oh, can't believe that. Chef Pat is going to let you have color. I was very strict on uniform. There was a code. We're supposed to hold a standard because that's what you do as the chef. That was in the job description, the chef instructor. It'd be like that. It were up to me, I can let you wear whatever. Be comfortable and let's get this job done. Take your time. There is somebody unloading something heavy outside. Sometimes I feel like I'm in that movie. What's that? The Alfred Hitchcock movie, Rear Window. Where he's inside and he's just observing the neighborhood. He sees a murder. Although it's never that cool. Like, nothing that cool actually happened around here. Well, I guess I shouldn't say cool. Cool's probably towards across the street. Something big. We got a big ass truck out there. To deliver it and all. Golly. Hope anybody that's out there traveling for the holidays is safe. Yeah, keep your eye on the road. Don't overdo it. If you get too tired, or all that stuff you should say to people that might be about to go out for a trip. Oof, my fingers getting tired. Oh, that's all right. Actually I got really busy last week and I didn't get to do a lot of streams anyway because I was trying to get this stuff ready for a show. So don't worry about it. But that's just rough on your depression. I completely understand. I've suffered with that myself, especially recently. So no worries. It's absolutely, definitely not something you should feel like you gotta apologize for, my friend. Yeah, you haven't missed much. Just this cool little dwarf chef that we're working on. He's fun. Right? It's Thanksgiving over here is this week, which is an odd festival here in the States. If I'm honest, it's a little bit of a strange it's a strange holiday. The way it should be done now, or should be taken now, is just a time to be thankful for what we have and what it took for us to get here. That's how you should look at it. Some people get a little crazy about it because what it used to mean, or well, I mean, it still always meant the same thing I'm saying, but it can be, if you're, yes, it can be, it can be very weird. A lot of people, it's just a feast holiday, really. You know, a lot of cultures have these things where, you know, you just have that a feast day that's part of your national identity, you know, national cultural identity, or heritage identity, whatever. Thanksgiving is a strange one because it is quintessentially American. And it started out kind of as this way of, I don't know, maybe giving a little bit of homage to Native Americans. And then it kind of became a little bit of a racial, like, dig at them. Because, like, a lot of them didn't particularly appreciate it, which is understandable. And then it's kind of become a, hey, do whatever you want thing. So, you know, let's just drink some beer, watch some football, and eat some turkey, and we're not worried about the rest of it. And some people still take it one way or the other. It's an odd holiday. But, everybody kind of celebrates it in their own way, which is weird. But, weird and kind of cool in a way. But you know, yeah, it's a time for your family to get together, which can get really crazy, especially if, like, one part of your family, you know, is not into the kind of food you're into, or maybe right now with everything that's going on in this country, there's a lot of families are having a hard time because everybody's kind of at each other's throats over the political situation here, which is extremely unfortunate, but, you know, happens. Food looks good, though. I don't think American folks have gathering often. Yeah, it's strange. Like, we have some gatherings, but it's don't know. It's weird. The gatherings are set up very differently than they are in a lot of other cultures. And I don't know if that's because Americans culturally it's a very young culture. It's hard for people to kind of understand that here in the States because they don't really have the breadth of knowledge and the full concept of how truly old some places in this world are, and how things get kind of set up over thousands of years. But we used to have more. There used to be a whole lot more of them. Hey, I appreciate it, my friend. No worries. Yeah, it's all going great right now. I'm messing with a brush. Okay, there we go. She was clean out your brushes. That's good. It's a good thing to do. Alright, need another round on his face. There's all the flesh stuff. And then we need to figure out what kind of beard we want to give him. Should we give him the big old bright red ass beard? Almost feel like it. It should be that big old red beard. Yeah, it's we used, like I said, there used to be more of them, but and not to get too political, because yeah, that's always not the greatest, but we have gotten to a situation now where your average American doesn't have the disposable income for those kind of things anymore. Your upper echelon does, and they still probably do a lot of, different weird celebrations and things like that. But you don't see that in like the average part of American culture anymore because the disposable income isn't there. So when you lack disposable income, it's really hard for your populace to be able to justify spending the money, so to speak. So you get in a situation where you just get a little swayed action. You get in a situation where, the middle and lower class don't have the money to be able to afford to do the fun parts of things, and so the holiday or event dries up, and that's kind of where we are right now. And they're still there, and people know about them. They just kind of go away. Like we have a Labor Day and Memorial Day and all these things, and they used to be a whole lot more popular, and people used to do much bigger blowouts than they have in recent years. And this is across the actual divide. This isn't something that's particularly a partisan issue. This is a slow eroding of the American, the disposable income of the middle American populace. Oof, man. Yeah, that is sad. They should totally come to my house. I'll feed you. I say that with a little bit of seriousness and a little bit of teasing, because I definitely would probably try to feed as many people as I can, but I definitely can't just like invite everybody over because, well, one, that's wild. Like I don't have that kind of money, and two, that's wild, and I don't have that kind of money. Alright, so that's a raw sienna there. little leather bits. Do a real thin wash of it. The top of this pie. Make it look like it's been baked. Just a very thin coat. Like a wash, really. And don't worry about this kind of thing being super even. Things don't particularly bake evenly. So if you get a little bit on one side more than the other, and you'd be like, oh, if I put too much on or whatever, then I'm gonna overplay my hand. You just stop and let it go. You just looks like a little baked action. Looks tasty. Makes me wonder what kind of pie he's got. Is it blueberry? Is it raspberry? I hope it's berry. Maybe it's an apple pie. With having a top crust on it, it's probably an apple pie or a meat pie. Most, or it could be a berry pie. Could be berries. Berry pies usually sometimes they have crust on top of them too. Usually you do with a berry, you do like a lattice top, just so you can let some more of that moisture out of there. But don't let me stop you. Make whatever pie you want. I'm not here to be the pie police. Make your pie however you want. I think we're making several pies. We're gonna have an apple pie, a pecan pie, and a pumpkin pie. My lovely wife Kristen is a. Hey, it's Sir McBeardsly. So yeah, we'll be having several pies. Turkey, dauphinoise potatoes, cornbread stuffing. Talking about pie-realized cream pie instead of. I said cream pie instead of. Cream instead of creme. Because it depends on what connotation you have there. But yeah, it's gonna be good. And I might make a pear tart. I was thinking we have a bunch of extra pears that we're gonna have left over from making stuffing. So I might make a pear tart. And then what else we have in the turkey? Gravy, of course. Just everything. Yeah, it's all right. I'll tell you what, if they're American, it really kind of depends on what part of the country they're from will change a lot about how they say things. And so you'll get this weird thing in the States where somebody says something wrong, but a lot of people won't correct it because they're like, oh, well, maybe that's how they say it in wherever the opposite side of the country is. Because everybody in America speaks English. Well, I mean, if you've been here for a while, you speak English. Notwithstanding immigrants who speak their language of origin. Not to be insensitive or anything like that. But anyway. So, like, it's so different. Yeah, and like there is some weird thing like that. Some weird stuff like from place to place. Like here in Oklahoma, all soft drinks are Cokes. Like even if I don't even know why the restaurants will say, "Oh, we serve Pepsi," because the people who say "I'll have Coke," they don't care. It just means cola. And sometimes they'll say, "Oh, you got any Cokes?" And they mean sodas. And like in soda and pop is all like a interchangeable functional word that all means the same thing. It doesn't necessarily always mean something that is made with cola. It could mean freaking Sprite. It's so weird. But it is interesting too because it's definitely an American phenomenon. But that's just I think that just comes when you have places that are so big and so vast. There's so much room in America. People don't really think about how many if you were to drive across that amount of territory in Europe, how many different countries you pass over. And people in the States think of China. They don't think of it the same way as China actually is. China wasn't just China for a long time. It evolved into what it is. It was a whole lot of smaller states at first, and it slowly has evolved into what it is now. So being Chinese is it's like, well, what province are you from? Because China's very different based on province to province to province. But here in the States, it's all the same. And even if you're Vietnamese or you're Lao or wherever, you get lumped in with everybody else. You're like, oh, he's Chinese. And you're like, that guy's Laotian, or that guy's Japanese, or that guy's Filipino. You're like, and I don't know how you mistake that one. The Filipinos are definitely very different from all the rest of the Asian cultures. Hell, they look different, but a lot of people here, especially in Oklahoma, they all look the same way. Drives me nuts. They don't look the same. You don't look the same. You don't look the same as another white dude. What are you talking about? He looks the same. That guy totally does not look the same as that guy over there. You can get me on a soapbox. Oh yeah. Especially in a larger city. Very, very true. Two different parts of a city can act very differently, and it can get violent from one side to another. A lot of old famous stories are written that way, where they talk about the north side of town versus the east side, or the west versus the east, or whatever. Or certain districts, or what's the gang that is in New York, where you have the 5 boroughs and they're all squabbing with each other. So like it's definitely things are strange. People are strange. Oh, block, yeah, different blocks. You can get down to it's wow. Or like, what was the oh man, I think it was in Beijing. There was like an entire apartment complex. It wasn't even a complex, really an apartment complex. It was like a shanty town that kind of kept building up on part. It's Kowloon City or Kowloon City or something like that. I'm trying to remember the name. It's not coming to my brain exactly how it's pronounced. But so it's like this city that existed. I think they've torn it down, where they just kind of kept building on top of itself, and this tower just kind of became ever bigger. In Hong Kong. Yeah, I knew it was over there somewhere, and it got nuts. And like it was, I think they had like 14 different languages spoken there, different rival gang turfs inside this city. Like it was nuts. It reminds me a lot of Judge Dredd. If you've read any Judge Dredd, how the different parts of the mega city can act, and like the different apartment structures can have like beef inside of them from the gang turf and stuff like that. No, yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. They tore it down in like, oh, I want to say it was the early 2000s. It may have been before that, or maybe after that. I don't know. I know it's been down for quite some time. It's just a very interesting concept and like page in humanity's history. This guy, we don't really want to use a black wash. So we don't want to make him dark like that. So I'm going to use probably a nice brown wash to help with these recesses. We want to make sure we've got everything kind of painted up. Once we get the last washes on and then get dried out, we'll put some stains and stuff on. I'm not sure if we're going to be on tomorrow or not. I've got a lot of stuff to cook. I'm going to try my dangest. At least come on and fiddle fat around a little bit. Do a little bit of finishing some stuff up. It's a really interesting read. You should totally read up on it. It is fascinating. I'm gonna throw that sucker right on the dang map. He's so tiny. Where's my... This might actually be helpful for this guy. Yeah. Maybe not for the pants, but we'll see. Definitely help me to keep me from rubbing off these dang shoes, which I've done like twice now. Okay, color for the little poofs. Just totally alternate the colors there. Got a big orangey reddish beard, so not that. Maybe like a green. Green would be nice. It's like a phthalo green. Green like a cadmium. A nice deep orange. Green Bay Pacastillos. It gives them a lot of different color going on. But what we do first is we're going to paint in the green ones. So this one here, this very first one, needs to be green. Just because it's going to contrast the best against those. Yellow. Green. Okay. Put a little bit of flesh color down where we would normally put the. Absolutely, man. It's great to see you. It's all gonna be all right, man. If you ever need anything, you know, just holler. All right, and then over the top of that pink, we're gonna put our yellow. Boom, boom, boom. Much more important over here on this side. Be able to see these a lot better. Dark, light. Dark. Light. Dark. My oldest is in there smack talking somebody on the video game he is playing. It is serious trash talking. I'm kind of proud of him. Not that anybody should be like completely smack talk or anything, but part of gaming culture, I guess. So if he's gonna do it, I'm glad he's able to do it with best. If you're gonna do it well. Okay. A little wash. A little wash action. Alright. My dang old hands. Come on now. Oh, here we go. So I've said this a lot of times. I don't necessarily like using black on things. I usually use I'll use browns and stuff like that for the most part if I can, or like Payne's gray, which is kind of like a very dark blue. This is a raw umber versus raw sienna, so it's a different kind of brown, and it's kind of darker, which is nice. It's gonna help help all of our contours come out. It's kind of like using a contrast paint. Of course, I use this. I'll match it to whatever colors I need. Based on what I'm doing, which is a little bit different. Contrast paints usually come in whatever color you bought them. But most shadows aren't necessarily like black per se. It's usually some other facsimile of a color. Only things that are made in and of the earth, fabrics and earthenwares and people's skin tones and all that stuff seem to work better with a brown. Unless of course it's orcs and you want a dark gray. Although even there, a brown might work depending on what brown it was. We're going to come back after this dries tomorrow, and we'll do a little bit of resetting on a lot of these colors. Get them back to what we were looking for. Even after all that work, we still see a little of that mold line that we were diligently trying to get rid of. Didn't quite work out for us the way we wanted it to, did it? That's all right. You win some, you lose some. with this stuff is trying to make sure it's applied evenly. You don't want it getting away from you in certain places or being too thin in other places. A nice even coat. There we go. Oh, I think I knocked the camera. Anyway. There I didn't. Ah, there. You know, we're just about time to wrap up too. It's good. I did knock it. But there we go. That's better. So we gotta let that guy dry up, and we'll come back and we'll anything we want to highlight up or change up, we'll fix that tomorrow. We'll put some at least put some pinstripes in his pants. I was thinking about doing a houndstooth plaid, which might be fun. Should make it very more of a gray look, but still be the same. But that would look great. I mean, he's got a lot to do on his beard and stuff like that, but everything else looking pretty okay. Paint that pie tin. Yeah, that gives us a little bit of something to do tomorrow, which would be great. We get it finished up just in time for Thanksgiving. Should be great. Get him done up on the day we're going to be making all the pies. All right. Well, anywho, pull me back down here. So yeah, if I don't see you, have a happy Thanksgiving. If that's a thing you celebrate, if not, then totally cool. Don't worry about that. Hopefully you have a great week anyway. If I do see you tomorrow, then I'll see you tomorrow. Either way, you know, be good to each other. Be good to yourself. Be good to people you don't know. Spread some good. We need it. Talk to you later.